Hello, everybody, and welcome to something a little bit different. Demon Souls has just recently ended on the channel, the entire series in full, and I was like, first of all, I gotta do a boss tier list, but second of all, I gotta do a levels tier list because some of them, I mean, the levels in Demon Souls are hard most of the time. Sometimes it's just and sometimes it's not. And it's kind of what this tier list is for, the kind of rating the enjoyment and my enjoyment in the series. And I mean, it gets very bloody in the later half. We're gonna be doing this in order of when I played them, so it's already. Oops, sorry, spoilers if you haven't watched the series, but I mean, it's fine, right? Um, Before I begin, of course, uh, little thanks for making the tier list Rick Sosa music. Did you know he was a composer and pianist? Me neither. I just kind of clicked on his Twitter and that's what came up. And also Extra Life for the images. Just getting that out of the way because why not? So Demon Souls starts off with the tutorial. Um, what can I say about this? What can't I say about this? I think I complained about it immediately in the series because I don't know, I like complaining. Miyazaki, why are you so hooked on killing the player in a boss fight? They do it in Sekiro in the same way where you fight, in Demon Souls you fight the Vanguard. If the Vanguard's like almost destined to kill you, because he has like a million health and you deal like 2 damage per hit. Then when it kills you, it's like, oh, surprise! You woke up in the Nexus. Um, I I don't necessarily hate it. I'm just like, I don't know. Can't we start off the game differently? You know, you have to die to get to the Nexus in Demon Souls. You have to do it in Bloodborne, Sekiro. So every non-Dark Souls, and then in Dark Souls 1, you also are I guess it's kind of different, but the Abyss Demon, you don't fight it immediately upon seeing it. It doesn't matter too much. Anyway, the tutorial, I don't know, you just kind of like kill things. I don't. It's kind of awkward to place this anywhere but C tier. You know, it does it does let you explore the game mechanics, and I would not elevate it for putting in the Vanguard mini boss. It's just kind of there. Then there's the Nexus. Um, I am kind of rating this based off the PlayStation 3 version, but it's not as pretty as it is in the PlayStation 5 remake. It's very pretty in the PlayStation 5 remake. So much so that I kind of want to look up just to give it a little fairness. The Nexus in Demon's Souls PS5 because it is like I kind of feel like I'm obligated to rate it based on how good it looks in the remake also, even though I didn't even play it, just because, sometimes that matters. As far as, if we're just rating this based off how good it is as far as Firelink Shrines go, um, honestly, it's very walkable. When it makes you go all the way to the top floor just to see the monumental, I think it's kind of tedious. But aside from that moment, it's pretty walkable. I didn't even have NPC side quests, so I don't know how annoying it would be to get to them. But it was easy enough to go around the archstones and stuff, so I would give it. Oh, if this was a Firelink Shrine tier list across all Souls games, it's probably in the B tier. I think I would put it above Dark Souls 3, for example. Anyway, then we start off with Boletaria Palace. the very first area. You cannot level up until you beat the boss of this area. And I don't know if I should hold that against the level because it is kind of like it is their fault. Um, I I will not be rating the bosses. I will remind myself not to rate the bosses with the levels. They should be separate entities except for the Vanguard, which is not a real boss. And I just made up that rule. So as far as the level goes, it's very, very expansive, kind of confusing even. The Red Knight is just the inclusion of the Red Knight. If you saw like episode 2 and 3, is just a big jerk. I I thought you had to kill him. He was very difficult to kill. Looked it up. Wasn't supposed to kill him. Um, I might change my opinion later, but right now I'm kind of like, it's C tier. It's not bad at all. You know, the enemies are pretty entry level. There's nothing to really write home about. Uh, just there in some ways. And then there's, oh boy, we already get something more interesting. The Phalanx Archstone, aka the long bridge towards Tower Knight that has a dragon burning the bridge at all times. Highly annoying. Just super annoying. Um, you can sort of skip it by going under the bridge. It's actually maybe a worse idea. I should not have done it in the playthrough in hindsight. Um, and at the end, the four archers, they do it twice, both times. It sucks. You know, just try to you gotta kill them every time you pass by them. It's gonna be D tier for me. Uh, that one I might consider putting even lower, but that's where it's gonna stay for now. Stonefang Tunnel. Honestly, I did like the level and how things wrap around, the shortcut that it has. I think all of that is very good, but the enemy density, the enemies within it, like their health bar is very dense, and it was partly my weapon choice, but the game it didn't let me know that I needed to choose a different weapon. I didn't know that. With the benefit of hindsight, I was like, dude, I should not have used the straight sword for like 90% of the game. My bad. Should have known. The My biggest gripe though is that it's super dark, and it's gonna be a common theme with quite a handful of these. Is that it's super dark. This is not the worst case of it. I think it's probably the best case out of all the dark levels. So I want to put in the B tier, honestly. How it's laid out, I did enjoy it. Tower of Latria, ooh baby. Um, Trying to decide if this really is the best level, because I immediately upon exploring it, I praised it. It's a very simple level. It's just like imagine two rectangles next to each other where they share one, well, yeah, just next to each other, not intersecting at all. And you can just walk along the sides of it, and you can cross a hallway between the two rectangles and walk along the sides of the rectangle again. It's very simple layout. There's 4 floors of that rectangle. Very easy to understand for a level. And the way that they use shortcuts is honestly brilliant. It feels rewarding to use shortcuts. The walk to the boss is pretty long, but for how big the level is, I think that's expected, and it's actually shorter than you would expect. Um, the ballista is also really cool looking in the remake. It's less impressive in the PS3 version. And the Mind Flayer. Oh no, I forgot about the Mind Flayer. it is like the scariest enemy in the game, but it's not used as maliciously as it is in a future level that we're gonna get to eventually. Eventually. Um, this one between A tier and S tier, I do think it's like up there as the best level, so I'm gonna put it in the S tier. Honestly, in the S tier looks good. 4-1. Shrine of Storms. Going to Adjudicator. Is this the first time that they use the traps? It has like the poison. No, just regular arrow trap. That's fine. I don't know. It's kind of it's not a bad level. I didn't explore it as much as I should have in the playthrough, so I don't know exactly what's going on with it. But I just remembered that it has what are they called? It has the stingrays in the sky that shoot at you. That is very annoying. That's gonna dock it a lot of points. Lot of points docked for that particular reason, right? What's so good about it then? I don't know. It's kind of it looks pretty ugly, honestly. It might be like in some ways not ugly because value of defilement along those lines is some ways ugly, but ugly is some stimulus for the eyes. 4-1 is no stimulus for the eyes at all. It's just gray. Everything is gray. The sky is gray. The skeletons are gray. They got blue eyes, but they're still gray. Okay? And, you know, it's probably going to dock at some points as well. But then I look at it like C tier. Would I really put it on the same level as Proletarian Palace? Yeah, I honestly would. I think C tier is appropriate. You know, the arrow gimmick, it really like it didn't screw me over that much. So just on my own biased opinion, I'm like, maybe it's not that bad of a mechanic. Then there's this one. This one, 4-2, also pretty biased. My like I in the playthrough I cleared this area on the first try. I went through beginning to end, beat the boss, one try. Um, so it's kind of hard to rate it because clearing it while skipping like very few enemies, excuse me, was like very long. It was very long to clear, and that's a lot of concern, right? It's long to clear and it's very difficult to clear, and the boss is also difficult, even though I shouldn't really account for that, but I am. It it's a concerning combination, but all things considered, I still am inclined to put it like B tier ish because the enemies seemed sort of fair and it was pretty easy to like it was pretty simple to traverse, not easy but simple, and the difficulty I would say was fair. So B tier. Should have had shortcuts. If it had shortcuts, I would put it A tier. That said, I don't know if it has shortcuts or not. It might. 4-3. All I can really judge, because this immediately leads to the boss, is the level itself, like the arena. When I'm rating the arena, it's bad. It's dumb. Like I it's partly just I don't know how the boss even works. I don't know how I beat it, right? But the level was like, I mean, there's these big pillars that you can hide behind, and the stingrays when they shoot at you, you just don't get hit because the pillar's in the way. But then the big mama stingray passes on by, um, and she's like, "Whoa, I'm gonna blow some air at you." The air usually hits you. Oh, that's a bad news. Oh no. Hold on. I lost my train of thought because I had to pause the video because I had to turn off Discord notifications. I do this every single recording I've ever done. So the old Hero Archstone, just like the boss, seems very inconsistent when it blows air at you. Sometimes you get hit. I was hiding behind a pillar for the entire fight, just the same one pillar, and it was no problem really. I am inclined to put it D tier. It's like it's not atrocious. I would not put it F tier based on my experience, but it's like bad. There's nothing to write home about, and it's really like not even average. The extra stuff is really just like to confuse the player too. There's like a ruined building near the beginning of the arena. If you hide in there, you're guaranteed to be shot at by the stingrays, and they can see you more than you can see them. So it sucks. It's like real bad. Anyway, Valley of Defilement 5-1. Feels really good that I cleared this area in one attempt because it also struck me as like super long. I didn't see many shortcuts. And it was like and it was like sorry for the cut by the way, it was like very long. No shortcuts, kind of a little difficult. As far as difficulty goes, I would put it like on the lower end. Um, as far as shortcuts go, I don't even remember if there were any shortcuts. There might have been one, not very good. And visually appealing, I would say absolutely not. I believe this is like a little dark and mostly just, you know, crossing from left to right side of terrain with the gap in the middle. That's why it's called the Valley of Defilement. Um, do I want to put this C or D tier? I wonder because it's I'm tempted to put it C tier, but I'm like I literally all the X1 levels are gonna be put in C tier then. All being the majority, sorry. Um, and I don't know if it really deserves it because I want to say it's a little worse of an experience than these two. So it's a little questionable, I admit, but this is gonna go here. And this one we don't really have to talk about. It has a little poison swamp. Even though I cleared it mostly first try, it's not good. It's like a worse Blight Town, and Blight Town is not that much fun. Uh, it's poison swamps just like deserve everything that's coming to them. It's bad, and I dislike it. How about that? Yeah, we're ready to move on. Then there's the Maiden Estrella boss arena. Where am I gonna put this one? Place your bets. F tier. Oh my god, it's so bad. I this is leaking into judging the boss, but we're just gonna judge the arena. We don't have to refer to any of the enemies in them. Let's just talk about the fact that the second you drop down into the poison, you get plagued, and if you're not close to the boss, then not only do you get plagued, but you get grabbed by these random red red children that are just in the plague poisoned water. They're like, "Ooh, ankles, yummy," and they grab your ankles and they're like, "Ooh, nibble, nibble, plague." You get plagued, you die of plague. It sucks, and even if you don't get stuck with them, you're still gonna guaranteed get plagued fighting the boss. You're going to be plagued the entire time. There's no escaping it. It's pretty stupid. It's just not a fun thing. And the walk to the boss. is very short. Probably should have rated that one when I did the old hero Archstone as well, 4-3. Yeah, I mean the walk to the boss for almost all of the X3 or all the arch ending Archstones, they're like short walks. But it's a different case in Tower of Latria. We'll get there soon. Next, I cleared Tower Knight Archstone 1-3. Cleared the way to the Penetrator, even though I didn't fight him. I didn't beat him immediately. That one, it's a little touchy. It's a very difficult bonfire and it's kind of long, but I mostly respect the shortcuts. It has, I believe, just one shortcut. I didn't get the second shortcut, but there might have been a second one. And the shortcut is like comes in a little too late in my opinion, and it doesn't even bring you in that close to the boss. You still have to walk through like 3 tough enemies and 4 normal ones. Plus, you don't get to skip the dogs at the beginning. So it's a no deal for me. But the level itself is pretty difficult. Like, on probably on the highest difficulty side, it's up there. And clearing it is like, you got to be careful. You can't just be crazy about it because then, the assassins come in and they just like bully you. There's also that fire boulder, which I don't really know why they keep bringing back the boulders that they roll down the stairs. Um, yeah, with all that said, it's probably going to be B tier. Like, the walking to the boss was super annoying. I still remember. So I can't put it A tier. Is anything going to be A tier? You'll have to wait and see. Fool's Idol Archstone. Whoo. Ooh. Not a huge fan. All right, it's too dark, and here's where I start saying that it's way too dark. Like clearing the way to it, I got so confused that I had to look up a map, and when I had the map, I was like, wait, this is still way too confusing, and I went the wrong way like 3 times while recording. Took like I think 2 whole episodes to figure out the way, and then when I finally did, I was like, wait, the man haters are too hard. Um, Screw that boss arena, by the way. I just like the mechanic of the gargoyles flying when you can't hit them, and the boss arena is super narrow. Just if we're judging the boss arena, it's not a great one. The level itself, difficulty wise, it's just kind of like boring in my opinion. Like it's kind of a bold statement, but all the enemies are boring except the mind flare. Screw the mind flare. The gargoyles, um, those are easy. You can kind of just like combo them out before they react, unless they fly off the edge. The weird scorpion beetle worm thingy with a face, those are also easy. You can just like swing at them and they'll get stunned, stun locked, cut off their tails for fun. I don't think that does anything, oddly enough. And also, I think those enemies cause poison, which is just bad manners. Uh, how bad is it? Yeah, I'll put it F tier. Honestly, I'll put it F tier. It's a very even spread, and also wow, look at the kings up here, both of them. Armor Spider, Archstone. Going from Armor Spider to Lava Lurker. First of all, in the main playthrough, I did not explore thoroughly enough. There was like a whole other half of the level, which also would have let me buy large Titanite shards. Because of the large Titanite shards, at this point in the game, I believe I was still using a +4 weapon instead of a +6. or +9. Maybe it's 8. It would have been nice if I had a stronger weapon, but I that's not related to why I found it annoying. I just missed out on the vendor because I didn't explore like half of the level. The half that I did explore just involves going from point A to point B. You have to drop down this big hole that's like the gutter in Dark Souls 2, which everybody recognizes as a great area, right? Um, and you reach the lava lurker. Now, the difference between Dark Souls 2's the gutter and Demon Souls Armor Spider Archstone, there's a sun. There's a sun in Dark Souls 2. The gutter's on the surface of the Firelink Shrine. Not the case in Demon Souls. In Demon Souls, you're in just a big fat cave, can't see anything. What do you want me to do? It's too dark. You can barely see where you're trying to drop. Calm, deep blue oceans. I'm getting it back. It's like I swear I spent like a total of 3 hours in this particular area, just trying to beat this boss. um, the just getting there is like super annoying. It costs an entire health bar just to drop down, all the way down, and if you watch your step because you don't want to die and start from the beginning. Ha ha ha. And also the boss could like two-shot me, so it's not any more fun that I could just be out like a light. Speaking of lights, during this level, my lamp, the light bulb, it just went out. It was recorded. You could audibly hear it during the episode. So that's why it's going in F tier. Before I was gonna be gentle. Maybe A tier. It's F tier now because of the lamp. Flame Lurker Archstone. No. Um. So the you want me to judge the arena? Because like the arena is the boss in this one. Like you know, I guess I just don't judge when he does the moves. It. By the way, if you don't know, Dragon God is a stealth boss. The arena, I didn't know. By the way, I brute forced it, so that's why you might be confused. I just phase tanked, but you're supposed to like crawl, well, just walk through it. You hide behind a pillar. He doesn't see you. Then, there's like a 1 second pause where he's not looking, and you walk to the next pillar. It sounds like a lot of fun, right? Just a bundle of fun. But we're not talking about the boss. The arena is very related, though. The arena is just like a straight line, and then you activate like the first 1/3 of the boss health bars down, and you walk down another straight line. There's a second third of the health bar, and then you walk down a diagonal line towards the boss, and you hit the boss. I don't know what you want me to rate for this area. Like, I don't know. Should I just put it in F tier so the F tier is like even bigger? That would be funny. It's like if I'm not rating the boss is F tier is the thing. So like, if you want me to rate it by the boss, the boss is like spoilers. It's also F tier. Man Eater Archstone. Um, Very, very simple walk to the boss. Not an easy one though. So the arena is very simple. I'll get that one out first. It's just like a half circle of an arena. Very, very standard. It does have chairs, I think, as kind of a negative, but it's not that big of a deal. Not gonna hold it against them. What I am gonna hold against them is the Mind Flayer. So the walk to the boss is a very thin corridor around a spiral staircase. It would probably take like 15 seconds to go through, but are two of the worm scorpion things with faces that you can kill very easily, and then after that, there's a mind flayer, which is the skeleton. Nope, the octopus tentacle thing that can very easily shoot you dead. Like 2 shots, grabs you, you're dead in 2 shots. Anything that they do is 2 shots. Rolling away from them is like double hard in a spiral staircase instead of a straight one. It is a little easier to get away from them in a spiral because they can't just shoot you in a straight line, but it is still like a super narrow corridor. You can't skip them. You always have to fight them. It's bad. It's definitely like the worst of the X3 run-ups. I guess it's F tier, dude. I mean, I feel kind of bad just like chunkying. Yep, that's the word. Chunkying up the F tier, but it is like it's not good. You know, this like you want me to put it in D tier? Why? Then there's the Penetrator Archstone. It's touchy. It's real touchy. So I will start with I spent probably over 3 hours going through this level. Really, I think I spent 3 hours alone trying to beat the boss. And I did. I only recorded the boss attempts at after a certain point, but before that, I cleared the entire level and reached the boss. All I gotta say is the level is like super annoying. The level is honestly fine. Okay, it's a 3 minute walk to the boss. The level itself is doable, probably on the easier side maybe, for how late it is or it is supposed to be in the game. But the the just the like it really is like one of the most difficult bosses in the game. So you keep dying, send you back. 3 minute walk, very high risk if you don't kill everything, and also like the dragon part super annoying. I'm I don't want to put in F tier, but I do kind of feel like I should put it in a low tier, just because of the strife that it caused me. And then there's below the Nexus. It is basically just like another X3 walk, because you just walk in a straight line, you reach the boss arena. But I believe, at least in the PS5 remake that I saw, that they added extra detail to the level for some reason. Like you can walk around the sand. They got all this like extra fun stuff, a bunch of old ruins that you can just admire for no reason. There's no items back there. There's no enemies. It's just like kind of pretty to look at. And you know what? That's admirable. That's why I'm putting it S tier. Is he joking? I'm gonna put in A tier because A tier is empty. Yay! No. Um, I would put it. Honestly, I am gonna put it in A tier because it caused me no strife, and unlike 1-3s, like those stupid dogs in 1-3, can't put it in C tier because I also suffered strife in C tier. At least all the levels in A tier, I am like those levels may not have been the best, but they didn't cause me any trouble. It was a breeze. Unlike the Nexus where it took like an hour to find the monumental. That's roughly. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this level tier list. This is the official finish. I wouldn't change a thing. I think early on I rated it pretty fairly. I think I will keep everything as it is. So it's gonna be the level tier list done. you might want to put a little asterisk on this one, but otherwise, I this is my genuine opinion based off my one playthrough that you can find on the YouTube channel. There is a playlist that I will remember to link in the description as well. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. I truly appreciate it. Also subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next episode. But also, before you go, since you're still here, let me know if you enjoyed stuff like this, because I might want to do even more than just Demon Souls. I might want to be like, I think I have an expert opinion on Dark Souls 3. Might want to do Dark Souls 3, both levels and bosses, and even more on that if I must. If not if I must, if you insist. Yeah, that's the word. Thanks for watching. See ya.